the return of the most confusing segment in all of sports. Now, listen, if you want to take this segment literally, go for it, okay? It's your prerogative. If you want to take it in the most vibey way possible, that's what the chef recommends. Now, it's May 16th. We can't possibly know anything about the team's standing or health or circumstance. But now that we have the schedule for all the teams, we can definitely determine one thing. Must win? Coming up, Steelers at Broncos. Ooh, an early revenge game. It's week 2, September 15th, Brew. Russ versus Peyton. So everyone wants to know, must win?
This is the double must win.
Double!
Double must win.
Can't be.
I mean, Russ is a man scorned, right? So he wants to show, hey, I'm not washed. And Sean Payton's not going to have a lot of success this year. So at least you can say, hey, I got the quarterback thing right. I saved us some money in the future. So they both must win this game.
Okay.
I think it's more of a must win for Russell Wilson.
Good.
Don't know if that hits through vibes or not.
That's
vibey. If they lose week 1 in Atlanta, staring at week 2, if he loses here 0-2, he's got to come home for the home opener. They'd be calling for Justin Fields by week 3 if Russ loses this game.
That's good. Must
All right.
win.
Incorrect. It's a must-win for Sean Payton and Sean Payton only. First of all, I'm not even sure Russell Wilson's going to be playing in this game. He's likely playing in this game, but he might not win that starting job that there's going to be a competition for. On the other hand, Sean Payton already had an early season must-win against the New York Jets and lost that game because of a Russell Wilson fumble. He now has to get revenge on Russell Wilson for the previous must-win that he lost. And if you're Sean Payton and you have decided against all of football wisdom to be like, yeah, Bo Nix at 12, that makes sense. You can't then in week 2 get beaten by the guy you are paying $90 million to go away. So it's a must-win for Sean Payton.
1-0, Nick.
Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, he got it.
Yeah.
He got it. Good job. You're in the lead.
Russ must not win. Come on.
Finally, week 7, October 20th. Mark your calendars. Super Bowl. No, I'm sorry. That's not the must win. Gosh darn it. It's week 5.
What?
I'm so frazzled by the must wins. I read the wrong must win. It's another revenge game, week 5, where we look to get the answer to whether the Bills can thrive without Stephon, and can Stephon thrive without that guy, Josh Allen. Bills at Texans, October 6th. Brew, is this a must win?
For Stephon Diggs, absolutely. You wanted out. You weren't happy. You wanted another quarterback. All right, and last year at the end of the season, went on a 5-game winning streak without Diggs doing much at all.
True.
And it looked like they didn't need you. They beat you in Houston. You're on a good team. So if they beat you in Houston, it's really going to look like they didn't need you. And you lost this divorce. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, must win for Stephon Diggs. He was 13 consecutive games to end last year with the playoffs where he didn't have even 90 yards receiving. He goes to I said Josh Allen's the second best player in football. Stephon Diggs might not be the second best receiver on his new team. So he's got to show out and have a big game here. Must win for Diggs.
All right, you guys are both wrong again. Diggs already won. Diggs got a raise, got out of Buffalo, and gets to hit free agency.
Anti-Josh Allen bias.
He has won. On the other hand,
I agree with
the
you.
Bills, in their relentless pursuit of the Chiefs, have already been passed in the AFC by Cincinnati and Baltimore. Now you lose this game, and Stephon Diggs is on the sideline doing a different one of these. Over to you, Josh. Have you been passed by Houston as well? The Bills have to win this game. Josh Allen has to win this game. So it is a must-win for Josh Allen only.
Clean sweep.
I knew it. I told you guys.
You guys got
I mean, you guys stink at this.
You're going to have to come back next week, dude.
I don't understand the rules.
What the heck?
Wait till we do Can't Lose.
I do. It's just
I mean, that
Coming
was
up next,
embarrassing for them.
most
Wilds.
motivational segment in all sports. The
terrible
Buggles.
judgment.
I mean, but what a route.
Cooked. There's also score. Welcome back to the show. Afternoon headlines sponsored by Dot's Sensationally Seasoned Pretzels. They're a big hit in the office.
They're great, man.
They're pretty good. Jets win total set at 9.5. Bruce. Strength of schedule is 12th. Not bad. Start tough in San Francisco. That's a loss. Will end in Buffalo and Miami. Week 18 where it's not too hot, so won't be too bad. What do you consider a successful season for Aaron Rodgers?
Well, he's got to make the playoffs. Got to make the playoffs. I think even you guys who are skeptical about the Jets, if they're healthy, I mean, don't you think on paper they look good? Would you agree with that?
No, I think they have a bad coach. I don't trust their offensive
Well,
line, their quarterback. How long's it been?
I don't think the coach is that bad.
1,000 days.
Because the coach with the worst quarterback play in the league gets you 7 wins. Get your victories over Houston.
Okay.
And over Buffalo and over Philadelphia last year. I mean, I'm just saying. So I think with a legitimate quarterback, he's going to be good. So they got to make the playoffs. I'm saying for Rodgers, 4,000 plus yards.
Wow.
20. I'm talking. What's a good season?
Yeah.
I'm not predicting what's a good season.
Okay, that's fair.
28-ish touchdowns, 8-ish interceptions. I mean, that's his claim to fame, not throwing a lot of picks. But they have to. I'm not even saying, like, I don't think they're a Super Bowl contender. But I do think they should contend for the playoffs. And a good year for Rodgers is making it. Look, it's not going to be the Lombardi looks lonely since 1969. They're not going to win the Super Bowl. But if he can get them to the playoffs for the first time in 14 years, I mean, that's going to create some buzz, and I think people will be excited about that in New York.
He's just got to play. Because when he plays, he's good. And when he plays, his team wins. And once upon a time, before all of this nonsense with Aaron Rodgers, he was one of my favorite players to ever watch. He did things that none of us had ever seen. And then Mahomes came along, and he took it to the next level, obviously. But I don't want his career, just as a player, to end like this. It's setting up for one of the all-time terrible endings to a career, like Willie Mays with the Mets or Jerry Rice with the Seahawks. He doesn't have to be great, but be Montana with the Chiefs.
They got him to an
They got to make the playoffs, don't they? Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Because people look at that last year in Green Bay as a bad season.
Right.
I get if you want to say it was average, but it was a bad season.
It was like a league average season. It was a bad year for him. But if he plays 15 games, this is what happens for Aaron Rodgers and his team. They win double-digit games. If he plays.
I mean, he's 40, though.
I understand.
I'm defending Rodgers, but I'm just saying, I mean, you compare what, like 32-year-old Aaron Rodgers is somewhere in that graphic, 33-year-old, the MVP years.
They said he looked great last year before he ruptured his Achilles.
Well,
it's a good defense. It's a good team around him. If he just plays, they'll be fine. They won't be great. They'll be fine.
I feel like we're in must-win again. They're both wrong again. Yeah. Thank goodness. Because I don't think you're going to.
No, these are predictions. No, I'm saying a good year is making the playoffs.
And I'm saying you're wrong because you glossed over it at the end. He told us.
What, Super Bowl?
Yes.
So that's a good season, winning the Super Bowl or getting to the.
Yes.
Winning it.
Listen, guys.
If they win 10 games, it's not a good year.
He's not right.
Heck, not according to. Okay, guys. When the Jets.
So now you're going to take him at his word.
No, what I'm going to say is the Jets have given. Who is the single most powerful person in football right now? Aaron Rodgers. Got it. Who is the guy? They don't want their offensive coordinator, but they kept him to placate Aaron Rodgers. They brought in Randall Cobb out of the retirement community. They signed Alan Lazard. They didn't have a backup. They did all of this for Aaron because they're like, and guys, it's going to pay off because we're going to get the third wild card and go to the playoffs. No! They did it because he said that Lombardi looks lonely. And he is now saying, and they are saying, man, Wiles, how close was he to playing 4 months ago? He was days away.
Oh yeah.
He could have started at safety for him.
He did have a nice interception.
We are not all of a sudden going to reset what the framework is.
He ruptured his Achilles.
I
and he's 40.
Guys, I know all that. It's why I think they're going to be bad. What I'm saying is the Jets should have changed coaches. They didn't because he didn't want them to. They should have changed offensive coordinators. They didn't because he didn't want them to. There's a lot of things they should have done. They didn't do any of those things because they think they're Super Bowl contenders.
So you mean to tell me if they win 12 games, win their division, get to the AFC Championship against the Chiefs, and lose, that's a bad season?
According to the rules of engagement as set by the Jets.
Thank you.
According to the rules of engagement as set by the Jets and by Aaron.
But a lot of teams say the goal is to win a Super Bowl and everything short of a Super Bowl is a failure.
So they're S-Bob.
Those teams don't trade multiple draft picks and give guaranteed money to an old quarterback where the window is this big. Guys, what are we even talking about? Was Brett successful with the Jets? Was Brett successful with the Vikings? No. It was to get.
People remember those as good years for him.
No, that Brett played well one of those Vikings years. Yes. I don't think that's crazy at all. Like, that's what they
told us. If Rodgers has a great year, people gonna remember. It's gonna be a benefit for him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, people are gonna look at that as wow.
Hold on, wait,
40 years old, he played well. And made the playoffs.
What is the scenario where you think the defense is excellent? So in the world where Rodgers has a great year, you don't think the coach is terrible, and the defense is excellent. You know what that means? You're a Super Bowl contender. That's what it means. If your quarterback has an excellent year and you have a great defense and the coach isn't a doofus.
I'm not expecting like an MVP type season from him, but I'm just saying better than his last year in Green Bay.
If he had Tua's year last year, Tua threw the ball all over the field. And people are ripping Tua. Like,
then Rodgers.
Okay, no, but if Tua, they win 11 games, they get rolled in the first round of the playoffs, and he has a Pro Bowl caliber year.
They haven't been to the playoffs in 14
that would be successful.
Years.
That would be successful.
I mean, it's all relative. Yeah, for Rodgers, it will be.
All right, Joker might be ending the season.
If that's his ceiling, then they shouldn't bend over backwards for him. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.